Okay, this is DCAP's quick start guide to getting a virtual desktop running for playing games, dice games. This is using Fantasy Grounds 2. It's a very slick thing, and it's in www.fantasygrounds.com/downloads, and you download the installer, which is 50 megabytes, and install that, and that gives you a demo version, so it's free to use, which is brilliant. And then you also download this little thing down here, which is example campaigns, 3rd edition and 4th edition. That gives you the 4th edition rules. Click that, 1 megabyte. Once you've installed the game, you can bring it up in the start, programs, Fantasy Grounds, and one of the options is application data, and in campaigns is where you want to paste the 4th edition and 3rd edition patch, which you get, which was that 1 megabyte download. So you unzip it, uncompress it, copy the files and paste them into document settings, application data, Fantasy Grounds 2 campaigns, and you can get to that by going to programs, Fantasy Grounds 2 and application data campaigns. So let's get it up and running. You would join the game, type in your name, and then you type in the password or host address that your GM or Dungeon Master, Games Master has given you, and that will allow you to connect to his server so you can all join the same desktop. And if you're the GM or you're the host, you load the campaign, 4th edition, and generate an alias, and I get ugly turret zany hook, which would be the thing I would give to all the players so they could join in. You can do a connection test to see if you can actually be seen, so you run the test. Unfortunately, I'm behind about 5 firewalls, so it's going to be an absolute nightmare to actually make it visible to people. And let's start it. And this screen here you only really need if you're hosting. Otherwise, as a player, you would just put your name in and put in the password that you're given by your Dungeon Master. And here comes Fantasy Grounds 2. And we are looking at the screen, and I really like this. The dice are amazing. You pick it up, left click, drop it and spin it. It'd be nice if it had a few sound effects, but it's a pretty good dice. It's got a bit of physics going on, and that's the core dynamic. We're talking about 4th edition. This is a 20-sided dice, and that's the thing. You roll the 20-sided dice and you want to get as high as possible. So if we shove it, this is the area that gets shared to everyone. So if I throw it in here, it's shown to be an 8, and I roll it again and it's a 12. So that's how you roll the dice. You roll it in this square here, and that broadcasts it to everybody. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the character generation. With 4th edition you have 6 main attributes: strength, constitution, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom and charisma, and you roll 3d6 to find out what stats you have. So the traditional way was roll 3, you roll it in here, and it would take the number. So there you are. I would have a ridiculous 6. A system I like to use, and to get the multiple dice you right click the dice, is to use 5 dice and pick the best 3. That gives a character that you actually want to keep. So that would make 11, 14, which is a little bit better. So you would roll the dice 5 at a time, and you do it 6 times for the different stats, and you choose which stats you want for the character you're making. and you throw them by left click and release, and it gives you the numbers here. And that's the basic how to use this thing. It does an awful lot of extra things, really complicated, but for the basic use for playing a game, you just need to roll the d20 in this box and roll as high as you can. And for character generation, you roll the d6, you right click it, choose 5, and you roll it, and it gives you you choose the best of 3 for your stats. And there you go, a quick introduction to Fantasy Grounds 2. Hope you enjoyed it.